Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be playing Railroad Tycoon 3 Hard Mode Campaign First Level. Go West. Let's jump right in.
This here's about the American West. Well, west of New York City anyhow. You see, the nation hadn't been able to use much of the land west of the Appalachian Mountains because it was just too difficult to move goods to and from those markets. Well, the trains changed all that. Now, the nation had a quick and reliable form of transportation. Go west, the man said. And so they did, by the trainload.
All right, the Erie Canals opened the Great Lakes and the interior United States to the markets of the East Coast in 1825. 15 years have passed, and demand of the burgeoning interior is growing rapidly. You've been given a charter to connect the industrial eastern coast to the blossoming Midwest. For gold, connect Boston to Buffalo before 1856. That's 16 years. We should be able to do that in 10 years. All right, so if this is your first time playing this game, consider this episode more like the tutorial episode. So let's jump right into it. In this game, you play the chairman of a railroad company. And I would say that this Railroad Tycoon 3 is a business railroad stock market simulation game. And that we will obviously build railroads, so we'll start our railroad company right now. We have 9 buttons here: lay track, build stations, add trains, view companies, view stations, view trains, company details, the stock market, and the overview mode of materials, and some other things too, like traffic. I haven't really used that one ever. So let's start our company right here. Start our company. We're going to name it now. If you're wondering about these settings here, this slider controls how much of the company you own. So you will invest $250,000 and other NPCs will invest $300,000. So you will have like a 45% ownership of this company. If you do this setting, your company, well, this is also how much money your company will have. When you do it the lowest amount, your company's going to have, what, like $550,000? And you can even make it smaller. $490,000. We set both these the max. When we form our company, we're going to have $2,750,000. So here is our company. We formed it. So we now have a company. We are the president, the chairman of it, Philip Thomas. There's 3 other main players in the game, NPCs. You could say Jay Gold and James Fisk. They have companies as well. They're going to be rival companies. We're going to compete a bit against them. Let's view our company right here. There is a stock market in the game. Your company, we are running. We are stock. We're the chairman of this railroad company. We have a share price. We can invest in ourselves because we invested about 10% of our value into the company. We have 10% of the shares of the company. 4,000 out of 40,000. We could even buy some more, buying at a margin, something that they used to allow before the great stock market crash in the 1920s. You see the year is 1840, so they allow buying on margin, as it's called. In this mission, there is no purpose, there's no requirement for personal wealth. Sometimes there is. So immediately what that means is we can issue stock. The company is issuing stock. It's selling additional shares of stock. We'll do this twice in a row, 2,000 shares each. So now when we look at the stock market, we'll see that there's actually 44,000 shares of stock now. The company has made some money in the process. Also, the company can take out a loan. We'll do that. So we are $3.4 million. And what do? Well, there's actually, you think it's a railroad game. You want to just lay railroad and build stations and trains the whole time. But actually, there's a whole side component of this game where you can invest in buildings, like industries. Like this brewery, for example. There are these 2 grain farms that you could purchase that are selling grain hauled over land, could be hauled by our trains, and we can make a small profit from this. And see, the value of grain right here is 57. The value of grain up here is 66. So that is a 9 delta right there. So you can make $9,000 hauling 1 load of train this far. Not a lot of money, actually, in that grand side of things. And so that brewery there, which produced 1.4 last year, we could buy this brewery. Grain farms produce an average of 2 a year, so it should be producing 4. I look at this and I see that this thing produced 2 last year, so it's not even running at full capacity yet. This thing will be making more money in the future. It's not even running at 2 yet, so we could look at its profit. It could be looking at making $100,000 a year, which means it would take 13 years for it to pay itself off. Is that a worthwhile investment? Maybe not. Typically, when you could buy these industries, you can see what it's making $50,000 a year. We haven't looked at the buy button yet, but I bet you it's gonna be about $530,000. Oh, okay, I overshot a little bit. $330,000. Typically, they make 10. Okay, that makes more sense. It's 5 times their operating profit. Is that what's going on here? 5 times the operating profit. No, nowhere near that. Factories usually cost a lot. Ports and warehouses also supply materials. This one supplies sugar, and demand materials. Textiles, meat, and in this case, lumber. Meat is being produced here in Providence at the meat packing plant. They're making 1 a year. They're being supplied by this cattle farm over here. Another thing that there is, this is the map of all the transportable cargo. We can see along the coast here, there's, I guess this Massachusetts. It's Massachusetts over here. There's cargo along this coast going up to Maine. Not a lot going to New York. You could sort by the different types of cargo. What's being moved along the coast there? Some produce. Iron. Iron is making its way to, what is this? Tool and die. So we could maybe build a tool and die over here, cut off the iron flow, buy these iron mines, start our own tool and die business. Tool and die is usually really profitable. Like this one, for example. How much money is it making? It's not making any money because it's not getting enough iron. But you could maybe set up a rail line transporting iron to here and make a profit from that. It's only costs $1 million. Typically, you go to this menu here. So on the bottom, tool and die, 1.6 million. So what are we going to do here? Lots of options. I like to, if I can get a really good industry deal that makes me a ton of money along the way, and it's a great starter investment, I will nearly always do that. And I recommend you that you do that too. So let's go through the industries here. So we have this brewery. I like to start at Boston and work my way west and then go to Buffalo. We have that one brewery that's doing okay. It should be doing a little bit better in the future. But then again, there's this rival bakery that may be stealing some of our grain capacity. We have iron. Opportunity to build an iron mine up here. Maybe transport it down. Livestock. We could build our own meat packing plant right here and corner the market on meat packing, because that can be very profitable. I almost think we're ready to do that. Can we afford to do that? We got to be careful, because the meat packing plant is 2.4, so it'll almost leave us $1 million left over. So if I build this with $1 million left over, whoa, these livestock farms, these things are obscenely expensive too. You see how I say they're like, okay, that's like 10 times the price. So one option is definitely to build a meat packing plant right here between Worcester and Springfield. It could feed both of those locations. Maybe even right here in Worcester. Because then it could feed Springfield, Worcester, and Boston while we get our railway set up between Worcester and Boston. Actually, that would be pretty good. Isn't there a demand for meat here at the port? Very good. Because what happens here is these values represent the prices. Red is low price, green is high price. Meat is high price over here. You can mouse over it on the bottom. It says meat is $3.21. Can I drag this up a little bit? There we go. Meat is $3.21 for a full truckload. Meat in Worcester is $3.22. Some of these higher. I don't even know why. Maybe it's because there's no people live out here. $200. So meat's very expensive, as opposed to something like grain. 60 prices. 70, depending on where you look. But if an area gets flooded with a resource, like right here where this grain farm is, it's 57. But where the brewery is at the Man's Grain, it's 66. So again, there's that 9 delta. If you supply more grain than is needed, the price will start to drop. You're saturating the area. But if we have, so if we can look at each one of these houses, each one demands a tiny amount of meat. So what, every 3 of them is 0.1, so it takes 30 of them to be a full truckload. I don't know, there might be 20 houses here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, there's 15 or so. But this thing, 2 full meat loads a train. That's awesome. That's great. That's perfect. So we're going to build a meat packing plant in Worcester and ship our grain to Boston. And it'll make us lots of money. Watch it happen. Livestock. Worcester. So when you're doing this, I'm obviously like planting mine in the way, and so I'll get the materials before this rival factory does. And as long as you're closer than any of the other factories, you should get priority of the materials. Like you can look, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 15 or so blocks. And so if I put myself right here, for example, I am about 5 blocks away from each factory, definitely the closest of the 2, and a good spot for what I want to do in the future. So this is the spot I was looking at, but I think I want to go a little bit farther south. I can afford to do that. Right here feels pretty good. So we'll let that chill. We're going to build a huge station here. And a huge station, a large station in Boston. I wish I could get it. I guess that works. I want to plant. Oh, I got to have a connecting railroad. I hate that. Couldn't get to slip through. So we'll plant a large station right here. Covers all the town, including right down here. And let me adjust my face size. I'm a little big. I'll just move myself off to the side. There we go. So this building right down here I was worried about getting, but I get it. I get all the buildings, which ensures maximum profitability of transporting customers and mail. We got 300,000 left over. I like to make sure I buy a train. So this is, I clicked on this view train, add trains, and then some people like to click add station to selected list. That might be helpful. I like to just manually click on the station. Boom. Boom. That's the order. And then it'll loop back to 1. You don't have to tell it to go back to 1. So we have 2 trains here, and we can see their speeds versus varying loads. In this case, it looks like the top train is better in every facet. So we're going to take that, set it to maximum cars, apply this to all train stations, and buy it. Lastly, I'm going to build a service tower right here. Maintenance facility. Well, not lastly, because there's one other thing I like to do is always build a post office between the 2 facilities. And that should be pretty darn good. We have money, a little bit of money left over. We're going to be making 76,000 off of this train. When I mouse over it right there, you can see how profitable the trains are. Guess I could do that. So yeah, 77,000. So the objective of this mission is to connect Boston to Buffalo. So we're going to go follow this river system down here, down Albany. We can connect to, somebody gave us $100,000. We can connect to New York. It's not necessary. Probably will, though. Bridgeport, Hafford, Springfield, Worcester. We have a really great start right now. So our next step along the way is Springfield, which I guess we can do. How much is it going to cost us? About $500,000. About $500,000 to pay for all that train track. Let's speed this up a little bit. We can also look at where the cattle's going. It's slipping past us right now, but here's our new factory. It's putting a little green dent in the market right now. Eventually that little gravity well will start sucking in the cattle towards it, including that one. If we're really pro, we'd start buying these cattle farms before they go up in price. Might be a little hard. Well, you can really see it start shaping the way the color is. Do we have any money to do that? No. No money. You know, we should just be happy with this one greatly placed meat packing plant. Is it making any money yet? Soon it will. There it is. Alright, we're making profit. These guys always do this. Edison to New York. We can count on it. That's it's kind of a lame connection there. Bet you wish you had Boston. Cuts our salary. That's fine. The company is doing very well right now. I don't know what these people are worried about. Besides, it doesn't even matter. This should give us access to another loan. We'll refinance our old loan. We have 900,000. What can we do? We could just keep expanding. I guess we will. Or go to Springfield. So it would cost us all of our money to go across the bridge. So we'll just go right here. Right before the bridge. On the tool and die. Doesn't get everything. And lastly, the post office. There we go. So the more towns you can connect to your railway network, the better. It helps with passengers. Passengers, if we mouse over it, they want to go, like from this station, Worcester, they want to go to Lowell or Manchester. And there's people who want to come from Boston or from Lowell. Where is Lowell? Over here. That's because it's kind of, these two stations are piling up to 1.5 star. Boston, though. There's also mail. It's just like passengers. A little bit of mail that wants to go to Lowell and Manchester. Some that want to go to Edison, New York. 2.2 want to go to Lowell. 2.2 want to go to Manchester. So as soon as we're seeing train cars full of passengers heading to Manchester. Wow. What's this? Oh, Manchester's their connection. We're not going to... Never mind. Redact the last statement. Why is it so profitable? Milk, alcohol, passengers, alcohol, meat. My meat packing plant? Oh, it did 3 last year. Hopefully... Oh, maybe there's the train starting to connect from here to here. Livestock. Yep, there they are. Livestock. And got even lower interest rate loans, so I'll refinance again. Also, it'll take out $1.9 million. What do you do now? Well, it's a race to get to Buffalo. So in theory, you should keep expanding. But also, whatever is really profitable. The market's kind of expanded now. It's been 2 years or so. Oh, let's see. Can we issue more stock? Okay, we got 2.1 million. We have our meat packing plant cornering the market on meat over here, doing a great job. What about wood pulp? Is there a need for paper anywhere? Milk is needed generally everywhere. Iron. We got logs over here. So where are these clothing coming from? Oh, wow. So there's a lot of textile mills over there. So all we have to do is put a textile mill right here. It would cut off the flow of this stuff. We would intercept it, if you will. We'd make all the money. And it wouldn't really change the value of shirts by flooding the market. So that's what we're going to do. We can even in theory, because it looks like there's 4 of them now. That's going to be producing 8 a year, which will, when we can upgrade it. So let's see here. Textile mill. Put it right here. Put the ours right in the pathway directly. We'll even upgrade it. Between these two, we're going to be doing very well off. You can look up the lifetime profit of a train. This train's made $300,000. This makes like $100,000 a year with this one. Oh, it's done pretty good for itself too. And my factory. Half million so far. Wow, this thing's already made 400,000. We're just cutting them off completely. So let's do that. I like the way we're running our company. We could take out more in stock. Produce. Then we can, in theory, put a liquor, grain, alcohol, produce. You could put a liquor plant right here, a distillery. Do we have distilleries? No, we don't. Whatever. Let's just expand the rail network then. We'll connect to New York right now. And then we'll start building stations. Connect all of these little puppies up. Okay, they're all ready to go. Start building trains now. I'd like to build a rail car on there. Yeah, Boston hooks up with New York. That was easy. Even though we're playing hard. So we have a little bit of money left over. So we'll place post offices along the way. It's generally very okay to take out loans as long as you're not taking out loans above 10%. I know that these routes are going to be very profitable. That's why it's okay for me to take out 11% loans. And that's fine too. As long as you don't take out all 11% loans. If you get to 13% loans, then I don't know how you're going to manage those. See, look at this. We can already pay back one of our loans. Let's try to pay back some of these loans while everything kind of stabilizes. Economy's slowing, which means the loans we're going to get in the future are only going to get higher interest rate. If we even get any loans in the future. So at this point, really, it's not worth us to pay back loans since we're not going to get. If the economy was getting better, then I would want to pay back loans because we can get better loans in the future. So now we're actually going to hold on to our loans. Change of plans. So with all these railroad networks connected up here, we don't have to worry about saturating anything. We could, in theory, do something like this. Make a Boston to New York. Really just, woo, look at that. New York. $75 per load. Yeah, that's about it. How's my factory doing? 7.6 a year. Already made us a million back. I told you these loans we get in the future will be really high interest rate. So we just hold on to the cash ourselves. Probably just start working our way north. Poughkeepsie. I'm gonna build this little railway here. See if I can make some money. And yeah, it is making some money. Start putting dining cars on every train. They improve. They like my salary. They increase it. They like my performance. Try this again. Yeah, it's taking a while. Oh, I should issue some stock. 4.4 million. Wow, that's a lot of money. We could do a huge investment. Milk. Livestock. Grain, goods, alcohol. Oh, we'll put an alcohol farm right here. No, we don't have a distilleries. Let's just try to connect it up. A lot of railways incoming. Watch your face. Did I even put... Yeah, I put post offices over here. Alright. Poughkeepsie. I guess we could just go straight over the mountain. No, we're going to go to Albany next. Got most of the town. Things like twice as fast, which means twice as much money. Utica, Syracuse, Rochester, and Buffalo. $1.7 million. I need to do a math adjustment here. Hold on. Funnels, rare. Okay, that's looking pretty. That's looking a lot better. How far can we go? We made it to Syracuse. Hell yeah. Almost already done with this level. Wow, some of these trains are really profitable. $230,000. Oh, Boston, New York. That's my express train. Almost there. Buffalo's right. Wow, Buffalo's got 2 ports right there. Ugh. What is wrong with this bridge? Well, it wouldn't feel right if I just didn't hook any of these up. We have victory within our sights. No matter if but when. I think we'll get gold. Oh, money. Thanks for reminding me. Boom. Are we done? Did we get the gold? Bam. How many years was that? We say that was 16 years? 26 years? Will we get it done in 7? $56. So we had another 9 years to spare. We got it 9 years, done 9 years ahead of schedule. So that's how you get a gold medal on the first episode, first level of Railroad Tycoon 3. Thank you for watching, everybody. It's been a pleasure playing this mission with you. If you could do me a favor and click that like button and maybe subscribe, leave a comment down below if you like this type of content and you want me to do more of it, I will. Radically Moderate out of here.